she would always look better when she went out without me. She would get more dolled up. She would get more dressed up. She would buy new clothes. She would do her hair differently. She would put on extra makeup and spend more time with getting ready than she ever did when she and I would go out. She might throw on like a decent outfit and do her makeup. But that was always something I thought was really weird. I'm like, you're going out and getting dolled up and dressed up, and I'm not with you. So who is this for? And it's all like, oh, it's for me. It's like, okay, well, that doesn't make any sense, right? Because if it's for you, like you would just dress up and you'd stay home and just look at yourself in the mirror, right? So, yeah, there's just nothing that can be gained dating a party girl. I lived in New York 7 years. I ran into my share of them. It's usually not just alcohol. There's usually some sort of drugs that are involved, especially party drugs. I don't have to tell you guys what those are, but you're just in a world for her if you accept that sort of stuff. There's just no reason to date a girl that's going to be doing that kind of stuff at all.
I mean, daters, spinners of plate, but don't take her
Sure.
seriously. Like if a girl
Yeah.
ever comes to you and says, "Hey, like what are we? Like where do we stand? Where is this going?" And then in the next breath, she's like, "Oh, by the way, I'm going out tomorrow night with Becky and all my friends for Sally's birthday or some shit like that." It's like, are you kidding me? You want me to commit to you, but
Right.
you want to keep going out dancing and dressing like that and shaking your booty in front of other guys? I can't take you seriously. Sorry.
Yeah.
I got I'm good. And you just let her know you're good. Like, you still want to keep hanging out. You want to chill from time to time. You want to hook up. Fine, whatever. You're already doing that, but just don't fall for this girl. She's not the one, guys.
Yeah.
She's not
You
your
posted this
person.
today on your story where it's like, look, they say they want this high value guys and they say they want these top shelf men, and then they go and they exhibit behaviors that turn those guys off and they're not going to put up with. It's like they can't help themselves. And without the proper leadership and the proper guidance, they're going to continue to be doomed to doing stupid shit. So yeah, I mean, I've had guys that have done this. They're like, hey man, like I really don't like how much my girl parties. It's like, dude, you're kind of screwed. Like too many guys. I'll tell you this, man. A lot of guys don't believe me when I say this, but there's a lot of guys that come to their unplugging moment as a result of bullshit that's going on in their current relationship. And they think if they learn the material, they can Jedi mind trick her into changing, or they can learn all these new things. I'm going to tell you guys straight up. If you're in a relationship that you got into when you were plugged in and now you've unplugged and you think it's going to change, you are almost certainly better off just ending the relationship and starting fresh with somebody else. She's not going to see you as this new guy. She's going to see you as a LARPer, as a pretender, as a phony or whatever it is. And it's like, you can't, I say all the time, you can't go back in the story. You can't go from day one, I'm going to let this girl party and smoke and drink and do all this stuff and go out with girlfriends. And then on one random day, you're going to be like, hey, by the way, like, I don't like the fact that you're a party girl. And they'll use the line, like, I don't take girls seriously. They're party girls. It's like, but you already do. You already are. And you have no leverage. And like, what are you going to do? Break up with her? If you got some balls, you would, but most guys won't do it. So you guys really are not doing yourselves any favor by, staying in relationships that you got when you were plugged in. It's just not going to work. You got to know when to cut the ripcord or pull the ripcord.
The key to all of these red flags, and I mean, like even this one as we're talking about it, is you only bend the knee to women and fall for this party girl bullshit if you're not her best option. The key to all of this is investing in yourself, increasing your value and your attractiveness, because you won't have to say or do much to a woman that's with the best that she can get. She's not interested in going to nightclubs and dancing and hanging out with her girlfriends and getting shit-faced because you feel like crap the next day. It's a waste of your time. You get passed around by all the other guys. She wants to be with the best that she can get. And if she sees you as that, and you can manage the frame of the relationship, and you're a handsome, competent, resourceful, successful, all of those things that I keep telling you guys, put into yourself, then it's not going to be an argument. It probably won't even be a discussion.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's like the key to all of this is you making yourself the best version of yourself. Take a good hard look at the motherfucker looking at you in the mirror, when you stare at yourself, and ask yourself, what am I? Like, where am I at in life? Have I achieved, like, when I write in my book, or I talk about, the notion of guys should aim to be a millionaire by the time they're 30, how many guys have pushed back on that and lost their mind? Oh, Rich is so out of touch with reality. He was spoon fed, silver spoon. He got lucky in his business, all these bullshit excuses. And it's like, no, loser. There's a lot of very, very successful guys, even in their early 20s, that are multimillionaires. And they're the ones that are having the best experiences. You are the ones that are having difficult times because you're dealing with low tier, difficult women, and you just don't care. When you have more optionality, when you have more options, when you're doing the work on yourself and you don't care, then you're just like, fine, go. I don't care. You want to go to nightclubs and be a whore? Bye. Have a good night. And then you just call up the next girl that doesn't do that, right? Or two girls, and they say whatever you want because you don't care. You really don't care. And it's the not giving a fuck attitude where they're like, holy shit, maybe this guy's serious, right? And they take a good hard look at you like, I can't fuck this up. Why would I go out with these dummies if I got this king over here in my corner? You see what I'm saying, guys?
Sure.
Like, the reason why they step on your dick and kick dirt in your face and behave like
you
this,
let them.
exactly, because they know they can get away with it.
You get what you tolerate. We got a bunch of calls back here. You want to start getting to them?
Yeah, take them.
All right, we got
Hey,
Crafty in the house. What's happening?
hi. I just split one of my beehives earlier today, but they seem pretty chill. And I am like here for about 5 minutes because both the kids are due to wake up any minute now. But yeah, I have to chime in about the whole violence thing because it is way more common than a lot of women will admit. But I have yet to have somebody male be my acquaintance. And I have yet to meet a man that when they started opening up doesn't have a story about female violence. Like frying pans, getting punched, somebody with a tire iron one time, but no names. I'm just going to say it's way more common than women will admit.
Yeah,
I buy that.
It's absolutely true. I mean, there's no lie detected there. There's a lot of violent women out there, and they just seem to get away with it a lot more than men because women are forgiven for this stuff. Plus, society looks at women like, oh, she's just a girl. She can't hurt you. Like, what's she possibly going to do? I know somebody personally that had knives thrown at him, and he had a knife embedded in his thigh. Okay, and he had to get stitches to get the bloody thing taken out. You can't sleep on this one. There's just no room to wiggle on it. If she's violent, forget it.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. And yeah, also, so common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
all right.
I'm just,
thanks for chiming in.
I can actually hear a child in the distance, so I'm
right.
going to
Go
have to skip
business.
out on you guys, though. But I love your show, and you guys are worth supporting. So, hey.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I'll say two things on that point real quick. Women are overwhelmingly more likely to commit infanticide, so kill their children, than men are. And women, like the relationships that have the highest rates of domestic violence are, what are they, Rich?
They're women. Women on women, actually, lesbian
relationships. Yeah, they beat the shit out of each other. So, I mean, what does that tell you? I think you're right, though. It's like, oh, women can't hurt you, or they're so soft. Oh, well, you can't beat up a woman, dude. Oh, you can't handle a woman. Not to downplay it, but that's what people will usually throw their way.
I've sparred with women at the dojo, and they don't hit for shit.
Oh,
so
my God,
I get why they say that, but it's like, they can throw things.
Yeah.
Knives and guns are dangerous. Okay. And there's things that they can say and do that can, put you in the back of a cop car or lock you up overnight or even longer if they say, the wrong thing about you.
Indeed.
So be careful with that stuff.
All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.